Okay, so now that I've showed you how to use jump, I'm going to use R a bit. R is a text-based statistical program that's can be downloaded for free. Uh, it can do basic math within it, so addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponents, and even more complex ones such as log, arc sign. There's no arc sign, but they are, is it a sign? So you can do different uh, mathematical formulas within R. Uh, in order to actually start working with statistics within R, you need to do create data sets. To do that, you need to put a name for your data sets. I'm using data. Now you can do this either one or two ways. You can either use an equal sign, or what I recommend is greater than sign and a dash, because there are some functions later that need this in order to input data, so it's better that you do the same thing throughout so you don't get confused later. Uh, then you hit C, open parentheses, and then insert your data points separated by a comma. So then you do close parentheses and then hit enter. If everything went right, then you will have no error. Nothing comes up saying that you did something wrong. If something does come up, you need to go back and look at your syntax. Maybe you put an equal instead of a dash. Maybe you didn't use open parentheses. Maybe you didn't close your parentheses. Maybe something that you entered, like you use a period instead of a comma. So you need to go back and check these to make sure it's right. So now that my data is entered, I can look at my data set by just typing the name of it. Data shows my data points 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Um, if I ever want to know the list of what data sets I'm running, you just type in ls, open parentheses, close parentheses, and it lists them all. Okay, so now that I have my data entered, I want to know some basic statistics within it. So if I want to know the minimum, I type min, and then the name of the data set. And it shows that the minimum value is 2. If I want to know the maximum, I type max, open parentheses, the name of the data set, close parentheses, enter, and it shows the maximum. The mean is much the same way. Type mean, open parentheses, the name of the data set, close parentheses, enter. So you can do those all individually, or if you want, you could do them all at the same time by typing in summary, open parentheses, the name of the data set, close parentheses, and enter. You get the minimum, the first quadrant, the median, the mean, the third quadrant, and the maximum all at the same time. Now this is fine for doing a set number of data points, but if you have a large amount, then you'll want to do it a different way. So if you have a lot of data, for instance, like right here where we have 30 data points in 2 different sets, if you try and put that in, remembering each one, you'll have a lot of trouble. So instead what you do is you open it up in Excel, File, Save As, save it in generally your Documents file, and then you want to go down and select CSV, comma, delimited file, then save. I already have the file, so I am just overwriting it. It's basically saying I can only save one sheet at a time, and that I lose functionality. That's okay, we don't really need it. Then I go back here, I name my data set. I'm going to go ahead and use tomato because it's tomato data. Greater than, dash, read.csv, open parentheses, quotation mark, the name of my file. I saved it as week1, dot CSV, close quotation mark. Then I want to use comma, and since there's headers, the actual titles of the categories, I want to go ahead and put header that equals T, which shows that they are headers in it and that the program will recognize it. Hit close parentheses and hit enter. If nothing went wrong, then I get no error message. If something went wrong, I have to go back. In the next video, I'll show you how to attach it and how to run some statistics based off the data. Thank you.